You can be a channel of God's transformation. By Xandro Molato. This is my personal testimony of how God broke me, rebuilt me, changed me, and gifted me with a purpose. My beginning. I was born the eldest of 9 siblings. Idealistic, rebellious, physically competitive, and driven to achieve. From a young age, I carried a mindset forged by toughness. Never be beaten, always win, always stay in control. That belief system became the fuel behind everything I pursued. By grade 4, I was our school's chess champion. In grade 6, I finished an amateur cycling race from Megamall all the way to Tagaytay using nothing but a heavy mountain bike. Even earlier, in grade 3, I fell in love with martial arts. I entered local and national tournaments, hungry to test myself and prove myself, to gain every possible edge, whether in the ring or in the streets. I joined different martial arts clubs, obsessed with mastering hand-to-hand combat. I joined a fraternity to build confidence, a false confidence. Became a CAT and ROTC officer to develop discipline. Then went deep into bodybuilding and powerlifting to grow stronger. My skills, confidence, and strength became my weapons. I wanted to be capable of defending myself without ever crossing the line that could destroy my future. Strength wasn't just for pride, it was for protection, direction, and survival. The fighter's road. I trained relentlessly. I joined competition after competition from elementary to college. Combat sports were my world. I also went through numerous street fights, never as the aggressor, but never backing down. I knew the consequences of starting a fight, so I stayed mindful. I found myself in the guidance office, the principal's office, in barangaries, and even at police stations, but never as the accused. This balance of toughness and awareness shaped who I became. The faith that kept me mindful. Even then, I always believed in God. I wasn't religious, but I prayed and I read the Bible. I've experienced financial collapse more than once, times when I asked God if he was real. I prayed, yet trouble still came. Losing millions in a business venture when you only have just enough for living is like having your soul stretched apart. I felt pulled in every direction to try to pay my debts. But God strengthened me. God gave me wisdom. God helped me recover, pay what I owed, and rise again every single time. The health battle that broke me. Then came the next challenge, my health. I thought youth, fitness, and strength guaranteed lifelong endurance. I was wrong. I was challenged beyond anything I could have imagined, beyond what any doctor could explain. 3 separate times, I rushed to the emergency room, gasping for breath, my body weak and trembling. I couldn't even climb to the 2nd floor of my house without feeling completely drained. I couldn't ride my motorcycle anymore, not even on a paved road, let alone off-road. The one thing that once connected me deeply to nature. In a strange way, I consider myself blessed that all this happened during the COVID lockdown. At least I was already working online. As a personal trainer, my job is built on physical strength and movement, things my body could no longer handle. Yet, despite my condition, my clients continue to support me, choosing to stay with me even when I couldn't be there physically. For that, I'm truly thankful. Test after test said normal. The doctors saw nothing wrong. Their conclusion, it was all in my mind. They told me if I kept insisting something was wrong, I would need psychiatric evaluation. Their words did not heal me. They only deepened my confusion. When strength was not enough, this season broke me in a way no physical opponent ever could. All my life, I relied on strength, discipline, and toughness. But this time, my body failed me, and my mind had no answers. The doctors had no answers. The tests had no findings. The fear of the unknown became the real battlefield. For the first time, I felt truly weak, physically, mentally, emotionally. And for the first time, I realized that my strength had limits. The breaking, during those moments of weakness, I cried out to God, not as a fighter, not as a tough man, but as a broken son. I asked, Lord, why is this happening? Where are you? Are you still with me? There are nights I could barely sleep, days I could barely stand, and moments when I questioned my own sanity because the symptoms were real but invisible. I felt trapped in my own body. This was the breaking point. The moment God allowed everything I once depended on, my strength, my confidence, even my health, to fall apart. Not to destroy me, but to rebuild me. The rebuilding. As I surrendered, something within me shifted. God began teaching me what physical strength never could, the power of spiritual strength. I felt pain in every joint of my body, my neck, shoulders, elbows, hands, lower back, hips, knees, and ankles. Pain that appeared without warning. Unrelenting pain that no medicine could touch. Not because God wanted to destroy me, but because He allowed it to happen to rebuild me and to reach others through me. I soon realized that God was using my pain as a vessel of healing, so that through my brokenness, others might find hope. Instead of depending on my own abilities, I learned to depend on Him. Instead of fighting battles with force, I learned to fight with faith. Instead of running on pride, I began walking in humility. Piece by piece, God rebuilt my heart. He replaced toughness with compassion. He replaced pride with purpose. He replaced fear with faith. He replaced my identity as a fighter with the identity of a servant. My healing did not happen overnight, but it began the moment I stopped striving and started trusting. The miracle. Slowly, my health improved. My breathing stabilized. My strength returned. The unexplained weakness and pain faded. No medicine cured me because nothing physical was wrong. God healed me from the inside out. He healed my body. He healed my mind. He healed my pride. He healed my spirit. I realized the illness wasn't an attack to destroy me. It was a divine interruption to transform me. The gifts God placed in me. After the breaking and rebuilding, God began revealing the gifts He had planted in me from the beginning. Discernment, compassion, wisdom from lived battles, strength, not just physical but emotional and spiritual, the ability to guide, counsel, uplift, and heal others, the toughness I developed in my childhood, the discipline I forged as an athlete, the humility I learned through failure, and the faith I gained through suffering. All of it became part of the tool set God wanted to use through me. My life is no longer about me. Looking back, I understand now what I could not understand then. God did not allow the fights, the failures, the losses, the weakness, or the pains to break me. He allowed them to reshape me. He stripped away every layer of false strength so I could discover real strength. He dismantled the identity I built. My calling, one heart at a time, I realized I wasn't just healed, I was commissioned. God didn't rebuild me for myself. He rebuilt me so that I can become a channel of His. Transformation, love, grace, wisdom, healing, not to crowds, not to stadiums, but one heart at a time. One person, one friend, one client, one soul at a time. Everything I survived wasn't for my ego. It was for my purpose. My life is no longer about me. Looking back, I understand now what I could not understand then. God did not allow the fights, the failures, the losses, the weakness, or the pains to break me. He allowed them to reshape me. He stripped away every layer of false strength so I could discover real strength. He dismantled the identity I built out of pride so He could establish the identity He designed for me since birth. He let me face battles I could not win so I would learn to surrender to the one who never loses. What the world saw as accidents, God saw as alignment. What I saw as suffering, God saw as preparation. What I thought was punishment, God used as positioning. I was not being destroyed. I was being transformed. Today, I no longer fight for dominance. I fight for purpose. I no longer lift weights to prove my strength. I lift people so they can discover theirs. I'm no longer weak, so I can be His hands to heal people's pain and make them strong. I no longer seek confidence through toughness. I walk with confidence because God Himself walks with me. My life is no longer about survival. It is about service. My strength, my story, my scars, my gifts, everything God rebuilt in me is now available for Him to use. If God could take a fighter like me, stubborn, proud, self-reliant, and turn me into a vessel of healing and transformation, then there is nothing he cannot do through a willing heart. And so I stand today as a living testimony. You can be a channel of God's transformation. You can be a channel of God's healing, love, and grace. One heart at a time, one person at a time, one friend at a time, one client at a time. That is my calling. That is my purpose. That is the miracle God wrote into my life. And the story is still unfolding. If life is challenging you right now, may my story remind you that God never abandons a heart that seeks Him. Every trial has a purpose. Every burden has grace woven into it. Hold tight to your faith. He can turn any darkness into light, any struggle into strength, and any waiting into miracle. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it will be opened to you. Matthew chapter 7, verse 7. If you found this video inspiring, don't forget to like and subscribe for more uplifting stories. You may also share it with anyone you know who may be going through a spiritual awakening.